The time for action has arrived.
I need everyone to watch and to reshare this video as many times as you possibly can, because this is a very serious and deadly warning. This is an article from my friend John Pavlovitz, and it's telling us how dangerous and more to the point how vital the next two elections, 2022 and 2024, are in the next for the future of this country. Reading from the article, he says, I've been a pastor in the church for over 2 decades, much of that in the predominantly white churches in the American South. I spent countless hours in church staff meetings and men's Bible studies and youth pastor conferences. I stayed connected on social media with thousands of people still there in those churches. I read what they share and post and amplify, and I know how they think and what they believe. I need you to understand something, and I say without a hyperbole, that the white evangelicals in this country need to be stopped now. If the 2022 midterm elections allow Republicans to gain control of the Congress, conservative Christians will decimate this nation. And LGBTQ people, Muslims, women, men of color, and non-Christians will never have equality under the law again. We will all be at their mercy, and they will no longer have use for mercy. This is not alarmist skies falling in hysterics. It is the clear and sober forecast from someone who knows these people better than anyone. Over the last decade and a half, as my theology shifted and my beliefs grew more and more progressive, I've been kind of an undercover liberal in an increasingly extremist movement that, while once regulated to a minor fringe noisemaker, is now at the precipice of a Roman Empire level power. They are less than 2 years away from having a dominance that will yield violently and not relinquish. I watched it all unfold from the inside. I was at a North Carolina megachurch when Obama was elected, and I saw the shift take place firsthand. I saw the fear slowly being raptured up, and the agenda become more solidified and the prejudice leveraged. I was speaking regularly at the Billy Graham headquarters when Fox News reporters and Republicans like Sarah Palin started walking the halls frequently. I saw the messages at pastors' conferences grow more incorrectly and urgent, and heard the supremacist dog whistles become louder and more frequent. While many decent people around this nation celebrate the progress of having an African-American president and many civil and human rights victories and gradually let down their guard, the white conservative church has set off the alarms and prepared for a holy war that they want and have been pushing for. Although they were still a largely powerless, dying dinosaur until 2016, when their true messiah, Donald Trump, acquired the presidency and gave the evangelicals the perfect amoral partner to serve as the biggest bully pulpit they've ever had. Combine that with a fragmented left, a general fatigue but a larger population, a ceremonial victory in Congress, thanks to Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, and Republicans attack voters' rights, we are now a hair's breadth away from subjugation of diverse humanity here. These are not the followers of Jesus, despite the trappings and window dressing. They are Jesusless extremists, blind zealots for nothing but power. They've been conditioned for decades of polluted theory and Fox News, ONN, Newsmax alternative facts to see diversity as a threat to their country, to see progress as an attack on Americans, and to interpret more people being treated with dignity and respect under the law as oppression of white people. Trust me when I tell you that we will not recover from the theocracy evangelicals are constructing once it's established. If we fall in 2022, they will have a political power that will render every single election null and void, and we will never have a voice again in our lifetimes. Women will lose autonomy over their own bodies. The LGBTQ will lose the rights to marry and adopt children. People of color, especially, will be fully squeezed out of the electoral process, and that will just be for the beginning in their eyes. Immigrants will be denied access and opportunity and refuge here. These are not creative predictions. They are precisely what the evangelicals have represented and stated as their intention, and they are closer than they ever have been to having a rubber stamp for all of it. We can still stop it, though. We just need unity and coordination that transcends theirs. We need a sustained, passionate, delicate, decent defense of humanity that rivals their relentless assault on it. I hear many people say that they're terrified, but being terrified alone doesn't do anything but help these people. Be terrified and get angry. Be terrified and get busy. Be terrified and go to work. Be terrified, and in the words, as much as I hate to quote Donald Trump, fight like hell. I wish more people, decent people in America, remembered that they're among a vast majority instead of acting like the helpless victims that Republican Christians think they are. We can defeat them, and we need to. We just need to stop lamenting on how much damage they've done and start doing something to oppose them. Now, we've seen this play out through history, and we know how it all ends. We know what unchecked religious extremists are capable of, and we know the cost of silence and inaction of good people. We also know what people are capable of when they refuse to accept fascism and white supremacy cloaked in the Bible and wrapped in the American flag, when they fight for something inherently good together. As someone who knows just how much these Christians have lost the plot of their faith, believe me when I tell you that they cannot be allowed to steer this nation. It will not end well for the desperate people who call it home, or the people who wish to call it home someday in the future. Love, equality, and diversity are in the balance right now in this country. It's time we made a choice, because it may be the last one we get. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.